Hello friends, welcome to JQuery tutorial. In this video, we will see how to select items with attribute value, and when we are making the selection, we will use wildcard also. So this video is for wildcard based attribute selection. In the last video, we talked about attribute selector. We specify the HTML element, and within square bracket, we specify the attribute name. The attribute selection can also use wildcard filters. Examples are, here if you see P is the HTML element we want to select. Then title is the attribute name. Then we specified cap equal to ands colon. So what does this mean? So paragraph contains the title attribute and it starts with ands. So this is how we are giving the filter string for the $jQuery function. So we want to select all paragraph which contains the title attribute, and the title attribute starts with ands colon. So here the cap equal to symbol denotes that specific wildcard. That means the attribute value that should starts with the ands. The second one, if you say title, P title, the same. HTML element is title. HTML element is paragraph, and paragraph should contain an attribute called title, and here dollar denotes that the attribute should end with EOM. So cap is for start with, dollar is to denote end with. Then we can use star equal to also. Paragraph contains title attribute, right? Paragraph contains title attribute, and the attribute contains the word John anywhere. So these are all the wildcard. This cap denotes start with, dollar denotes end with, and star is kind of contains. Beside, we have some HTML list element with the title attribute, and this time we are using a different HTML, and you can see we have multiple list items, and some list item is having the title attribute, right? So beside, we have some list element with the title attribute. We also have CSS file which has rule to apply for mailing list and ASP link. So if you see here, this is the mailing list, only one we have, and the link that ends with ASP. So here if you see, these two are the list item that ends with the ASP, and we treat this as the link. Here we doesn't use hyperlink reference. So in real field example, you can use href, but anyhow here we are just having the title attribute just for a demonstration purpose. And if you see here, we have two CSS rule specified. The first rule is for mail list. Any HTML element which contains the class mail list. So that's the rule here, and here we are applying. Here we are having two rules. So one is for mail list, right? A class attribute mail list, and another one is the rule for ASP list. So since here we have dot, it represents any HTML element that contains a class attribute mail list will apply this or will get this style. The same way we have some style rule for class attribute ASP list. The background is given an image. If you see in both the CSS we use background, right? So the background is given an image, and here if you see we are using the URL and we specify the image name here. That means in this example we will use two images, one for mail and another one is for ASP link. The image appears only once because of no repeat. So here if you see background, we are setting an image and we are telling no repeat. That means by default image will be tiled, but here since we are asking no repeat, this styling will be avoided. Property top left tells the location of the image, so where we want to locate this image. Remember, this is the rule we are creating, right? Mail list, and inside the mail list we are creating these styles, and we know that this style will be applied to HTML element. So here our goal is to apply this style to the list element. That means if these are all the list elements, a bulleted list, right? What we are stating is when this is applied, we want to create a tiled, we want to create a image. Since we state no repeat, the image will not be repeated, and we are stating that the location of the image is top left. So if this is the one HTML element, we want the image to appear in the top left. So this is width and height, and the image will appear like this. So we are going to create a icon based image. So that's the size of the image, and we want to display the image like this. In jQuery, the selector li stands for list, right? So we want to select all list that contains attribute title. So if you see, there are multiple lists with attribute title 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cap equal to mail. So title with value mail. Also, this wildcard denotes that the title attribute value starts with mail. And if you see, there is only one that qualifies this, right? Only one item that is starting with mail. So this list item will be picked, right? Select all listed elements with the title attribute starting with the word mail. So that's what we are selecting in the jQuery. And if you look at here, dollar, to this dollar function, we are just passing this selection string, right? Then we are adding the class mail list, and since this class is added to the li title, icon mail.png icon will appear just before the list item. The selector li title dollar equal to dot ASP. That means select all list elements with title attribute ending with dot ASP, right? And if you see here, there are two title and it's end with the ASP. So here we are finding the element, then adding the class attribute ASP list. That means these two items will have a different icon image. we apply the relevant CSS style mail list, ASP list based on the selection. So here we know that we are selecting the list element with mail attribute. So we apply a relevant icon to that selected element. Similarly, for all ASP link, we are giving a different icon. Now let's go to the demo. So here we will create the icon ourselves. So created a new paintbrush. So just click here for resize, and here we will choose pixel, and if you see horizontal 24, vertical 24. So that's the size we are setting for this. Then we will increase it. First one, we are going to use it for mail list. So just creating some icon for mail list. So this is for mail list, and we will save this. So in JQuery, this is the folder we've opened, right? We will create images. And we will save this image. So one image we saved, and we will create a new one, and we will set zoom as 300 or 400. And here we will create a link for ASP, and I will just move this, and we will keep a word smaller case a here. And we can use uppercase. So that's all, and if you see, it will look like this. Right, now we will save this as asplink.png. That's all. Now we have two images ready, and if you look at here, now you can see images folder which contains two image, mail.png and asplink.png. right? If I go and reveal in File Explorer, you can see that location, demo JQuery, and we created a folder called images, and we created two image icons inside this specific folder. Now we will close our previous example and create a new set of files. So we will create a HTML file. So 05 attribute wcard.html. So here is the HTML file, and if you see, as already stated in the PowerPoint slide, we have some list element with the title attribute. This list element doesn't have any title attribute, right? These elements not having any title attribute, and some list element for demonstration purpose we kept a title attribute. And there is one that is starting with mail, and two item that's ends with two list elements that end with .asp. So here we are adding the CSS file, and to the CSS file we created two rules. One is mail list and another one is ASP list, and this background property was already explained, and padding left we haven't explained in the PowerPoint slide. So this will add some space towards the element in which we are applying this mail list rule. So the actual element will be padded in the left side by 50 pixels. The same stuff we are doing for ASP list rule also. Now we will create the JavaScript file. This is our JavaScript file. So here, as already told, we are using the dollar function, right? To this dollar function, we are giving the selection string, and we want to select all list which contains title attribute, and its value starts with mail, and we are applying the mail list. In the second case, we are picking all list element which is having the title attribute and its value ends with .asp. So once those items are picked, we are adding the ASP list class attribute to the picked elements. So that's all here. Now we will run it. So if you see, we have one element, right? It is picked, and towards its top left we added a image background, right? Since we told no repeat, the icon appears only once, and since we said top left as the position, the icon is applied here towards the top left of the item, and there are two more image applied for list item which contains a title attribute and ends with ASP. So the title attribute, when you place the cursor, that will display. See here, we use the title attribute, right? And the title is mail task 1, send email to person ABC. Right? Here we set title attribute value as this is sample1.asp. So it will just display a tooltip. So those are all the HTML stuff. You can learn it from our HTML playlist. Alright, so now we picked some HTML element and we applied the image attribute style. And here in this example, we learned how to select attribute with a specific value. And when we are making the selection, we used the wildcard starts with and ends with. And in this example, we haven't used the star based selection. I'm leaving it for your exploration. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.